Students, my name is Val Watts. I am a professor in the Department of Medicinal Chemistry and Molecular Pharmacology. I also serve as the Associate Dean for Research in this college, which gets me to the main point today is because of my role as Associate Dean for Research, one of my jobs is helping you find your ways into finding research opportunities in the College of Pharmacy. I'm going to speak on just a few things. It won't take very long, but I'm going to talk about the areas of research in the college, of which there are many, types of experiences you could have, and then lastly, I'm going to talk about how to go about contacting faculty to arrange a research experience. The three areas of research represent the three departments. The first is medicinal chemistry and molecular pharmacology. The second is industrial and physical pharmacy or pharmaceutics. And the third is pharmacy practice, also some pharmacoeconomics, clinical pharmacy, and pharmacokinetics in there as well. So the first, medicinal chemistry and molecular pharmacology, those involved with molecular pharmacology, many people in our department are involved with identifying drug targets. This could be for cancer, this could be for neuro, this could be for infectious disease. And we have multiple people in each of those areas. So if those are areas you're interested in, I would encourage you to explore and talk to those people. We also have people in the MCMP department that do the design and synthesis of novel drugs. Many times they're collaborating with people that are studying the targets. So we have people who do synthetic chemistry for anti-cancer agents, agents to treat neurological disorders or chronic pain, or various types of infectious disease. The next department, as I mentioned, is industrial and physical pharmacy. Uh, Oftentimes they're looking at new manufacturing technology, online sensing for quality control, developing new types of dosage forms, coming up with new pharmaceutical materials, doing solid state chemistry, people doing drug delivery in cancer or cell delivery in various types of cancer, cancer immunology, and cell engineering. The last department is pharmacy practice. They're doing research around studies of drug metabolism. Some folks are working in the area of clinical pharmacogenomics, of how drug therapy applies to genetic profiles, and some are actually involved in clinical trials with humans. Other people in the pharmacy practice are looking at the economics of pharmaceutical care, drug compliance, and status of the profession. So there's a variety of different areas in pharmacy practice, just like there are in medicinal chemistry and molecular pharmacology, as well as industrial and physical pharmacy. What are the types of research experience? Well, one, the most obvious people think about is laboratory research at the wet bench, where you can go in and you can work for credit during the semester. You can do a 1 credit hour or 3 credit hour experience. It can be for a grade or it can be SU. 1 credit hour is equivalent of 3 to 5 hours a week in the lab. 3 credit hours is equivalent of 9 to 15 hours a week in the lab. And you can arrange that with the professor to do during the semester. And many students start one semester and they continue through the duration of their time here at Purdue. There are other places you could do get this type of research experience. One of them is in Discovery Park District, or we've had students who have done research in non-pharmacy laboratories. So we have students that work in the biology department, people that work in the entomology department, people that work in the biochemistry department. Another type of experience, which is more of a beginning type of experience, I would encourage you to consider are shadowing experiences. So let's say you don't really know if you're interested in working in the lab right away or not, and maybe you just want to shadow and see what happens in the lab. So for those type of experiences, I'll encourage you to reach out to the faculty. We'll talk about how to do that in a minute. And the faculty member will typically line you up with one of their senior grad students or one of their postdoctoral fellows, and you'll spend an afternoon maybe watching them do an experiment or something like that. And maybe you'll learn, oh, this is really cool. I'd like to do this for credit, maybe starting the next semester. In addition to traditional laboratory wet bench research, there's literature or education research. A lot of times the indie-based faculty will participate in a literature-based research with some of the students. Or I've done this in the past where I've had students develop new course materials with me or modify some of my existing materials or develop problem sets and those types of things. And those things are available and faculty will work with you on those things. What other types of research experiences are there? Well, these are more advanced. So we have summer fellowships here in the College of Pharmacy. These are the Dean's Fellowships. I administer these. We have anywhere from 7 to 10 fellowships that are available. Typically, students who have been doing research during the semester will get a higher priority than those who haven't done any research. Just know that if you decide to apply for one of our fellowships. There are also lots of summer fellowships outside of Purdue. There's a listing of them on the research webpage and the college page. And then there are national level fellowships. I've had some students in the past who won Pfizer undergraduate research awards and those types of things. Now, these are all more advanced for students who have been doing research in the faculty's member lab already. Well, how do you contact a faculty member? How do you find one? Well, you got to do some homework, right? So I don't know what everyone is doing, and I don't know exactly what you're interested in. So the departmental websites for IPIDGE and MCMP and PHPR, each faculty member will have research descriptions about them. Most of them will also have a link to their recent papers, so you can sort of see if there's something in there that works for you, is interesting to you. And then, the easy thing to do is talk to current students in someone's lab or that shadowing experience that I mentioned. Well, how do you reach out to a faculty member? Well, I typically suggest that students apply to 3 to 6 faculty labs of interest. Email the first time. If they don't respond, send them a second email. Email them a third time. If they don't respond the third time, then maybe you don't want to work for that person. Faculty are busy, and our busyness varies different points in the semester. I know that in the middle of October, I'm going to be slammed by teaching 2 courses, and so I'm going to have a lot going on, and maybe I'll miss some emails during that time. This can happen, but in order to find a faculty member, you gotta persevere. I suggest that you reach out to them. You tell them what you're interested in. You might want to tell them how your grades are. They often want to find out how your grades are. We'd rather you keep your grades up and not do a research experience than do a research experience and fail a course, right? We really want to see you be successful in your program first before getting engaged in a research experience. And then after you reach out to them again, be polite. And then, when you have that first meeting with them, make sure you're respectful and responsible. If you're going to tell them you're going to meet them at 2 p.m., we'll be there 5 minutes early, right? And when you find a lab, make sure you honor your time commitments and make sure you're on time when you're going to be meeting with one of their postdocs, one of their grad students. People are busy and they're taking time out of their day to help you learn. And part of learning and doing research in a lab should be a lot of fun. Well, how do you know if you like research or have an interest in it? Well, from a personal perspective, I think students who enjoyed learning really like doing research in labs. Maybe you want to work on your communication skills. What better way to work on your communication skills than presenting your research to your lab mates every week? You have to like working with people. All research is really collaborative. Nothing really gets done with a single person. You have to be curious and have to like problem solving. Research is hard work. There's lots of problems that need to be solved, and you have to have perseverance to do that. You had to be able to deal with your frustrations. You had to have patience and, try and think your way through things. Well, what happens after you do research as a student here at Purdue in the College of Pharmacy? Well, maybe you're going to continue down that academic route and go get a PhD or, and then do a postdoctoral fellowship or try and get yourself into industry early on or maybe do a master's and then go into industry. There's lots of avenues and venues besides industry and academia as well. We've had students go on and take positions as scientific writers. We've had people who go on and do tech transfer. They're involved with patents and those types of things. So with the research experience, it's always going to be helpful in your next career. It's not going to hurt you in any way. And hopefully it takes you further in life. Well, if you do have any questions about anything I brought up, my email is wattsv@purdue.edu. I'd be glad to chat with you in my office, or we can do a Zoom call, whatever fits your schedule. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.